Hello and welcome. You know that feeling when you're trying to tell a great story about your life, but you kind of get stuck on the right verb? Well, today we're going to unlock one of the most important tools for storytelling, the past participle. Let's get started. It all kicks off with a simple question, just like this one. When we ask, have you ever seen that movie? Or maybe, have you ever visited Spain? We're using past participles. They are literally the key to talking about our life experiences, all the stuff we've done, and the places we've been. So what is a past participle, officially? Well, it's a special form of a verb that we pretty much always team up with have or has. Seriously, think of them as a dynamic duo. Have plus the past participle visited lets you talk about that amazing trip to Spain. It's really that simple. So here's our game plan. We'll start with how to put your life in a sentence. Then we'll cover the easy rules, learn how to find the patterns, tackle the tricky rule breakers, and wrap it all up with a fun little challenge.
All right, first up, the easy rules. We're going to start here to build a really solid foundation with the verbs you'll use all the time. This is where we build your confidence.
And here's the best part. Most verbs in English fall right into this first group. They're regular, they're predictable, and they follow one super simple command. You just add ed to the end. Easy, right?
For these verbs, the past participle looks exactly like the simple past tense. So work becomes worked, play becomes played, and study becomes studied. So if you've worked hard or played a game, guess what? You're already using these perfectly.
Okay, let's cruise on over to our next group, which might just be the easiest of them all. Now, technically, these are irregular verbs, but they're so simple because you have to do absolutely nothing to them. They don't change one bit. Just take a look. That car has cost a fortune. I have put the keys on the counter. See? The verb form stays exactly the same. But you probably see that little star next to read, right? That's the one tiny curveball in this group. And here it is. While the spelling of read doesn't change, the pronunciation does. So when you say, I have read that book, you actually say read, just like the color. It's a small detail, I know, but it's totally crucial for sounding natural.
Okay, now that we've got the easy rules down pat, let's level up. It's time to start finding some patterns. Think of this next part like we're cracking a secret code together.
Our first pattern is all about the vowels. For a ton of common verbs, the vowel smack dab in the middle of the word just changes, and it usually goes from an I to a U. So I sing becomes I have sung. I drink becomes I have drunk. I swim becomes I have swum. You see that pattern emerging? As you can see, the bones of the word, the consonants, they stay the same. It's just that vowel in the middle doing a quick change act. Once you spot this I to U pattern, a whole bunch of verbs suddenly click into place. It's a real game changer. All right, our next pattern involves just sticking an N or an EN sound on the end. For example, eat becomes eaten, take becomes taken, and speak becomes spoken. This is another super common pattern you're going to start noticing everywhere. Okay, team, you're doing awesome. We've mastered the rules, we've cracked the patterns, so now it's time for the final boss level, the rule breakers. These are the verbs that just completely do their own thing. For this last group, yeah, the word just changes completely. There isn't really a neat pattern here. These are the ones you just have to memorize. Go becomes gone, do becomes done, and buy becomes bought. But here's the good news. While they're irregular, they're also some of the most common verbs in English, so you'll pick them up super fast with a little practice. And speaking of practice, it is time for a challenge. Let's put everything we just talked about into action. This is how we make it stick. You ready? Okay, first one. She has worked blank very hard this week. So what do you think? Which one of our groups does this verb belong to? Go on, take a second. And the answer is worked. That's a group 1 regular verb. We just add that ed. Nicely done. Let's try one more. I have never eat blank sushi before. Now this one is from one of our pattern groups. What's the past participle of eat? Of course, it's eaten. That's our group 4 pattern, right? Where we just add en to the end. See, you're totally getting the hang of this. So let's wrap it all up. Here's the big secret. Learning past participles isn't about memorizing hundreds of words. It's just about recognizing 5 simple groups. You've got your regulars, just add ed. The no change verbs, the vowel changers, the ones that add en, and finally, that small group of total rebels you just have to know. This right here is your cheat sheet to success.
And now, to really lock it in, I've got one final question for you. Using what you just learned, what is one new thing you have done this year? Go ahead and think about it, because now you have all the tools you need to tell that story perfectly.